Hello students, welcome to Sri classes. We'll start with exercise number 15.1. This is on probability. This is lecture number 2 for probability. So let us complete this exercise. First one, probability of an event E plus probability of the event not E is equal to 1. Probability of an event that cannot happen is 0. Such an event is called an impossible event. The probability of an event that is certain to happen is 1. Such an event is called what is such an event is called? Sure event. The sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. The probability of an event greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. So this you know already. All these things I have discussed in our properties. Next one. This you will get for one more question, but very interesting, question debatable also. Which of the following experiments have equally likely outcomes? And explain. A driver attempts to start a car. The car starts or does not start. Here, starting or not starting of a car, it is equally. Are these equally likely events? No. Equally unlikely outcomes, because car will not start only when it is under repair or some maintenance. Otherwise, car should generally start, and therefore the outcomes are, that is starting or not starting, are equally unlikely outcomes. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. She or he shoots or misses the shot. It depends upon several other factors surrounding the player, and hence here also the outcomes are equally unlikely outcomes. A trial is made to answer a true or false question. A trial is made. The answer is right or wrong. Equally likely outcomes. Either it will be true or false, because a trial is made. So the right or wrong are equally likely outcomes. A baby is born. It is a boy or a girl. Equally likely outcomes. Why is tossing a coin considered to be a fair way of deciding which team should get the ball at the beginning of the football game? Because tossing of a coin is considered to be fair because the outcomes, head or tail, is not predictable. It is an unbiased experiment, and hence it is a random experiment, unbiased experiment, and the outcome of a tossing of a coin cannot be predicted, and hence this is used to start which team should get the ball at the beginning of the football game. This is what we can say that. I will read the answer something like this. Because on tossing a coin, outcomes head and tail are equally likely. So the result of the toss of a fair coin is completely unpredictable. Hence that is used for starting of a football game. Which of the following cannot be probability of an event? It is less than 1 possible, minus, negative cannot be possible, and 15%, yes, possible. 15 by 100 is 0.15 and 0.7 possible, so negative is not possible. Next, fifth one, if probability of E is 0.05, what is the probability of not E? 1 minus 0.05, that is 0.95. Sixth question, a bag contains lemon flavored candies only. Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. What is the probability that she takes out an orange flavored candy or a lemon flavored candy? What is the probability here? This bag contains only lemon flavored candies. An orange flavored candy, probability of taking out, what is the probability that she takes out? What the probability of taking out an orange flavored candy is 0, because the bag does not contain any orange flavored candies at all. It is an impossible event. A lemon flavored candy, yes, it is a sure event. Probability is 1 here, because bag contains only lemon flavored candies, and picking up a lemon flavored candy is a sure event, and probability is 1. Here probability is 0, here it is 1. Seventh question. It is given that a group of 3 students, the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday is 0.992. What is the probability that the two students have the same birthday? 1 minus the same birthday. Is it right? So it is given that a group of 3 students, the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday is 0.992. What is the probability that the 2 students have the same birthday? 1 minus 0.992. So how much this is? 0.008. So what is the formula that we use here? If P of E equals 1 minus P of not E, or P of not E equals 1 minus P of E. That is the formula that we use over here. Next. A bag contains 3 red balls and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. What is the probability that the ball drawn is red? Total number of balls is 3 plus 5, 8. So number of favorable outcomes for red ball is 3. So probability of getting a red ball is 3 divided by 8. Similarly, not red, 1 minus 3 by 8. That way also you can solve it. Okay. So this is simple, you do it yourself. I hope you understood not red. How did I get this not red? Probability of getting not red ball is equal to 1 minus probability of getting red ball. That formula I'll use. What is the probability of getting a red ball? Outcomes favorable for red ball are 3. Total number of balls are 8. So probability of getting a red ball is equal to number of outcomes favorable for red is 3 divided by total number of outcomes, total number of all possible outcomes, 5 plus 3, 8, total number of balls. 3 by 8 is the probability of getting red ball. Probability of not getting 1 minus 3 by 8, that is 8 minus 5, 3 by 8 is the answer for that. Next. A box contains red marbles, 5 red, 8 white and 4 green marbles. Total how many are there? 8 plus 4, 12 plus 12 plus 5, 17 are there. One marble is taken out of the box at random. What is the probability that a marble taken out will be red? Outcomes favorable for red marbles are 5, and therefore probability of getting red marble is equal to 5 divided by total number of balls, which is 17. Probability of getting white ball is equal to number of outcomes favorable for white balls divided by total number of not balls here, I am talking about marbles. Probability of getting white marble is equal to number of outcomes favorable for white marble, which are 8, divided by total number of marbles, which is 17, 8 by 17. Not green. First you find out green, then 1 minus not green is equal to 1 minus probability of green. Not green, how do you find out? So first let us find out probability of getting a green marble. Number of outcomes favorable for green marble is 4. Total number of balls number of marbles is 17. So 4 by 17 is the probability of getting a green marble, and not green 1 minus 4 by 17. 17 minus 4, which is 13. 13 divided by 4. You can say that 13 divided by 17. That is the answer for not green. These are all simple questions. Let's see, we will pick up some more important. Here, how many are there questions? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 24. Oh, too many questions are there. Okay. Where are we now? This one, 10. A piggy bank contains 150 coins, 50 1 rupee coins, and 20 rupees 2 coins, and 10 rupees 5 coins. If it is equally likely that one of the coins will fall out when the bank is turned upside down, what is the probability that the coin will be a 50 paise coin, will not be a rupee 5 coin? Not much of a problem, simple actually. Total number of coins, let us see. A piggy bank contains, I will solve this on the board, that is better, you can understand this. Okay. Here 50 paise coins are 100, 1 rupee coins are 50, 2 rupee coins are 20, and 5 rupee coins are 10. So total number of coins here you are going to have totally 180 coins. So what is that question asked? what is the probability that when piggy bank is turned upside down, what is the probability that the coin will be a 50 paise coin? So see here, we can solve very systematically. The first question is, what is the probability that it will be a 50 paise coin? Will be a 50 paise coin. Okay, let event E equals 50 paise coin. That means the falling coin is 50 paise coin. So therefore outcomes, number of outcomes favorable to E equals n of E equals how much? N of E is equal to how many 50 paise coins are there? 100. Total number of outcomes, total number of all possible outcomes, I'll write. Number of outcomes favorable to E, that is getting 50 paise coin, is N of E is equal to 100, and number of all possible outcomes equals N of S equals total number of coins, which is equal to 180, and therefore probability of E, event E, that is getting the 50 paise coin, is N of E divided by N of S. N of E is 100 divided by N of S is 180. So 2 5s are 2 9s are, which is 5 by 9. So the probability of getting a 50 paise coin which falls down is 5 by 9. Is it correct? Yeah. 2 5s are 2 9s are 18. Next one, second one. Let me change the ink. Okay, what is the second question? Second one, will not be a rupee fine coin. Will not be a rupee 5 coin. Okay, so let E equals what is the probability that the coin will be 50 paise coin? Will not be, will be a rupee 5 coin. So N of E equals, how many rupee 5 coins are there? 10. N of S is equal to 180, and therefore probability of getting a 5 rupee coin is N of S N of E by N of S, which is 10 by 180, which is 1 by 18. Now okay, let E bar equals, will not be a rupee 5 coin. Therefore probability of E bar equals 1 minus probability of E, which is 1 minus probability of E is 1 by 18. 1 by 18, 18 minus 1 by 18, which is equal to 17 by 18. So आपको समझ में आ रहा है how we are getting this one? See here, one more method you can work out. Let us see here. Will not be a 5 coin is the question. If will not be a 5 coin, that means when you turn down the piggy bank, 5 rupee coin will not fall. What is the probability of that? That means apart from 5, all other coins should fall, isn't it? So probability of all these. So probability of getting not a rupee 5 coin is equal to probability of getting all other coins. So total number of coins which can fall apart from rupee 5 are this plus this plus this, 170. So 170 divided by 180, which is again 17 by 18. Check here, this is also 17 by 18. So this is also possible, but I took here this help actually, that is will not be a rupee 5 coin. First I consider an event E which will be a rupee 5 coin. So number of favorable outcomes are 10, and this is how we can solve it. Make a note of this. Yeah. Here next question, 11th one. Gopi buys a fish from a shop for his aquarium. The shopkeeper takes out one fish at random from a tank containing 5 male fishes and 8 female fishes. What is the probability that the fish taken out is a male? Total number of fishes 8 plus 5, which is 13. Outcomes favorable for male fish 5. So probability of getting a male fish is 5 by 8. What is the probability of 5 by 8 plus 13? 5 by 13. Probability of getting a male fish is 5 divided by 13. Probability of getting a female fish is 8 divided by 13. That is the answer for this. A game of chance consists of spinning an arrow. Here it is given here. Spinning an arrow which comes to rest pointing one of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And these are equally likely outcomes. What is the probability that it will point at 8? So totally how many numbers are there? 1 to 8. So n of s is equal to 8 here. That is the sample space. All possible outcomes are 8. Now, what is the probability that it will point at 8? Number of outcomes favorable to point 8 is only 1. So probability of getting, or probability that the pointer will point at 8 is 1 divided by 8. Because number of favorable outcomes for pointing out 8 is only 1. Out of this number 8 is only 1. So 1 divided by 8. An odd number, which are odd number 1, 3, 5, 7. Number of outcomes favorable for an odd number equals 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 divided by 8. 4 divided by 8 is 1 by 2. A number greater than 2. A number greater than 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 divided by 8. 6 divided by 8 is how much it is? 2 3s are 2 4s are 3 by 4. A number less than 9. A number less than 9. Here the number less than 9 is all 8 outcomes. So 8 divided by 8. So definitely it is going to be a sure event. So the probability is 1. Number less than 9, that means how many are there totally? 8. 8 divided by 8. So 1 it is. The probability is 1. Next. A die is thrown once. Find the probability of getting a prime number, a number lying between 2 and 6, an odd number. I'll solve this on a board. 13th question. See here, question number 13. A die is thrown. Number of all possible outcomes is equal to n of s is equal to see, I'll write it a little different here, थोड़ा सा different. आपको n of s how to use करके मैं बोलता हूँ. All possible outcomes is equal to s is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n of s equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 here. Okay. Now a prime number. First question. A prime number. Okay. Let event E equals getting a prime number. Therefore E equals, what are the sample space? Not sample space, the elements favorable for event E. The elements favorable for event E, prime numbers, getting a prime number 2, 3 and 5. 2, 3 and 5. And therefore n of E, number of elements in present in set E, is 3. And therefore probability of getting an event E is equal to n of E divided by n of S. So number of elements present in set E divided by number of elements present in sample space S. So this is 3 divided by n of S is 6, which is 1 by 2. Is it right? This is how we can solve this one. And next is, see, the same problem I can solve something like this also. You must be familiar with both the methods. Whichever you feel comfortable, you can use it. See, a totally different method I'll use now. A die is thrown. Possible outcomes. All possible outcomes is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number of all possible outcomes is equal to 6. Okay, let event E equals getting a prime number, and therefore outcomes favorable to E are, what are the outcomes? 2, 3 and 5, and therefore number of favorable outcomes to event E is 3, and therefore probability of E is equal to number of favorable outcomes for E divided by number of all possible outcomes, which is equal to 3 divided by number of all possible outcomes 6, which is 1 by 2. So this is a normal method which we solve. All detailed explanation we are writing it over here. Generally it is preferable to list down the all possible outcomes and then make the number of outcomes all possible outcomes is equal to 6. Also define an event E, then outcomes are favorable to event E list down in flower brackets and find out how many number of outcomes are favorable for that event, and this formula, number of favorable outcomes for event E divided by number of all possible outcomes. So this is how you can find out this. So make a note of this one. Any other thing in that? Yeah, we'll solve second one in that. A number lying between 2 and 6. Let event F equals a number between 2 and 6. Number between 2 and 6. So therefore events F is equal to, tell me, between 2 and 6 means 2 and 6 should not be included. You have to remember that one. So how many these elements are there for F between 2 and 6? Between 2 and 6, 3, 4, 5 is there. 3, 4, 5. And therefore n of F equals 3 and n of S equals 6. And therefore probability of getting F is equal to n of F divided by n of S, which is equal to 3 divided by 6, which is 1 by 2. You can check the answer also. This one is question number kaun sa hai? 13th question. 13. Yeah. Number of favorable outcomes. Correct. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay. One more is there. I hope this side you have noted down. Okay. ठीक है. यहाँ पे solve करता हूँ. Next is an odd number. Third one, an odd number. An odd number. So what we'll do, let us define an event. Let event G equals odd number, and therefore G equals, how many are there odd numbers from this one? 1, 3, 5. 1, 3 and 5 are the odd numbers. N of G equals 3, N of S equals 6. Therefore probability of G equals N of G divided by N of S, which is 3 by 6. 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2. Correct, no? Simple. See, if you these things are very pretty easier to solve such questions using. Define first an event, list down the points in that event or the favorable outcomes. You list down the favorable outcomes into curly brackets and number of favorable outcomes and number of all possible outcomes, and use the formula, which is quite simple actually. So writing so much will be avoided if you can follow this method, because if you look at the toppers paper, almost all the toppers in your the toppers papers will be shared by CBSE board. In all the toppers paper you find usage of N of G, N of S, N of E, N of S, something like that. Okay, so make a note of this one. Let me try to explain now you about the deck of cards. क्या है DECK? नो डेक को ये ना DECK, deck of 52 cards. Okay, red color it is there here. Okay, there are 4 suits. Okay, suit 1, suit 2, suit 3 and suit 4. Out of 4 suits, 2 are black and 2 are red. Suit 3 and suit 4. Suit 3 and suit 4. Okay, 4. And black, we'll consider this is black. 1, 2, 3, 4, and each suit there are 13 cards. Here I'll write it: spade, club, heart and diamond, or diamond and heart. Diamond and heart. Okay, so you have spade something like this, isn't it? And you have a club over here, something like this. Okay, I am also not sure, please check your cards, buy your cards and check it. Okay, and diamond, it is red color, and heart, these are the things. So here you have, how many cards we'll see here? Ace, king, queen, jack, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 cards will be there, and this sequence will continue for all, and therefore 13 into 4, 52 cards will be there. आपका समझ में आ रहा है? The same sequence continues over here. So here also totally 13 cards, 13 cards and 13 cards. You got it? So 13 into 4 suits. So here I'll write 13 into 13 cards in each suit into 4 suits equals 52 cards. You got that? So you have understood the diamond, heart, spade and club. Now, so totally I'll try to write some brief for this thing over here. Total red cards. Total red cards 13 plus 13, which is 26. Now total number of black cards, which is equal to 26. Now there is something called face cards. Face cards, red face cards. Face cards are, red face cards are king, queen and jack. King, queen and jack. So how many total red will be there? One for diamond, one for heart. So 3 plus 3, totally 6. 6 red face cards. Red face cards. And similarly, I have written here, no, red face cards, 6 numbers will be there. 6 number I'll write. This is for diamond, and K, Q, J, jack for heart. So total 6. Similarly, black faced cards. Black face cards. King, queen, jack. This is for spade. And king, queen, jack for कौन सा और एक क्लब. Club. So totally 6 cards. So what are the total number of face cards? Total number of face cards is, total face cards red plus black put together 12 numbers. Okay. Anything else is to be known? That's all. These are the important things. And there are 4 suits: spade, club, diamond, heart. Diamond and heart are red, and spade and club are black colors. In each suit, this is how the list of 13 cards will be there: ace, king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And what are the face cards? These are the face cards: king, queen and jack. These are called face cards basically. Okay. So for red totally 6 numbers, for black totally 6 numbers. So make a note of this in some corner of your notebook, because we are going to solve some numericals based on this information. Note down please. Students, first we will solve the 14 and then we will go for 15 question. One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability of getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I list down these things and so we'll see how to solve this one. That's on the board. So total number of cards. Total number of cards equals n of s equals 52, because sample space is 52 cards. Question is, first one, a king of red color. If a card is drawn, what is the probability of getting a king of red color? Red color. Let event E equals, let event E equals a king of red color. Okay. So number of outcomes favorable for E. A king of red color. How many red colored king will be there? 2. One for diamond, one for heart. And therefore n of E is equal to 2. So probability of E is equal to n of E divided by n of S, which is 2 divided by 52, which is 1 by 26. Is it correct? Question number 14. Correct. Okay. Number of favorable outcomes getting a king of red color is this one. Second one. Find the probability of getting a face card. Let event F equals getting a face card. Okay. So number of outcomes favorable for getting a face card. Totally how many face cards are there? here he has not mentioned any color for the face cards. So king, queen, jack are the face cards, and 6 red color, 6 black color, total 12. And therefore probability of E is equal to F basically n of F by n of S, which is 12 divided by 52, which equals 2 6 2 26 2 3 2 13, which is 3 by 13. Is it correct answer? Correct. Next one, third one. What is the probability of getting a red face card? Let event G equals getting red face card. Red face card. So n of G equals, how many red face cards? 6 will be there. 3 diamond and 3 for heart. So 6. Therefore probability of G equals n of G divided by n of S. 6 divided by 52, which equals 2 3 2 26, 3 by 26. That is the answer. 3 by 26. Correct. Next one, jack of hearts, fourth one. Let event M equals jack of hearts. Getting jack of hearts. Jack of hearts. So how many jack of hearts will be there? N of M equals, see, jack for heart there is only one card, so 1. Therefore probability of event M is n of M divided by n of S, which is equal to 1 divided by 52. Clear? Fourth one, 1 divided by 52. Next one, a spade, fifth one. Let event S equals getting S beta, because already S is used for sample space. N I will take, N equals getting a spade. So number of outcomes for spade is equal to number of spade. How many number of spade cards will be there? One complete suit will be there for spade card, therefore 13. Okay, n of S is equal to 52, and therefore probability of n equals n of n divided by n of S, which is 13 by 52, which is 1 by 4. Is it right? Next one, the queen of diamonds, sixth one. Let event Q equals queen of diamonds. Getting queen of diamonds. So how many queens of diamonds will be there? Only one queen, because in diamond suit there is only one queen. So n of Q equals 1, n of S equals 52. Therefore probability of Q equals n of Q by n of S, which is 1 by 52. Isn't it? That's the answer. So we were able to solve all these things. I made use of this defining the events, finding out the number of favorable outcomes for a particular event, and using n of F by n of S formula, n of E by n of S formula. Note all. Question number 15. Question number 15. 5 cards, 10, Jack, Queen, King and Ace of diamonds are well shuffled with their face downwards. one card is then picked up at random. What is the probability that the card is queen? How many queen are there? Only one. So 1 divided by 5. That is the probability of getting a queen. If the queen is drawn and put aside, very good question. If the queen is drawn and put aside, what is the probability that the second card picked up is an ace, a queen? Okay. You have taken up a queen and take it out. So if you take a queen out, total number of cards present are 10, jack, king and ace. 4 cards are left. So what is the probability that when the card is picked up, it is an ace? Number of outcomes favorable for ace is only 1 because only 1 card is there. So 1 divided by total number of cards, that is 4. 1 by 4. A queen has already been taken out. 0 probability because number of outcomes favorable for queen is 0. So number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes, 0 by 4 is 0. Clear? Okay, next. 12 defective pens are accidentally mixed with 132 good ones. There are 12 defective pens mixed with 132 good ones. So you will come to know here total number of pens, 132 plus 12 pens. There are total number of pens. It is not possible to just look at a pen and tell whether or not it is defective. Yes, it is not possible that way to look at the pen and tell whether it is defective or not. One pen is taken out at random from this slot. Determine the probability that the pen taken out is a good one. Let us do ulta. Let E be the event indicating pen taken out is a defective one. So probability of E is equal to number of defective pens divided by total number of pens. Number of defective is 12. So 12 divided by 132 plus 12 is how much? 132 plus 10, 142, 144. So 12 divided by 144, which is 1 by 12. So the probability of getting a defective pen is 12 divided by 144, 1 divided by 12. What is the probability that the pen taken out is a good one? 1 minus defective one. 1 minus 1 by 12. That is 12 minus 1, 11, 11 by 12. That's how we can find out the answer for this question. I hope you have understood. Note down that. 17th one. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. One bulb is drawn at random from the lot. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? 4 divided by 20. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective. Okay. What is the probability that this bulb is defective? 4 divided by 20. 17th question. Yeah, 4 divided by 20, which is 1 by 5. Suppose bulb drawn in 1 is not defective and is not replaced. That means it is not defective and you have taken it out. Now, one bulb is drawn at random from the rest. What is the probability that the bulb is not defective? You got it? So, how many bulbs were there? 20 bulbs were there. Out of which, suppose the bulb drawn in case 1 is not defective. That means it's a good one. So, if one good one is taken, then how many total bulbs will be there? 19 bulbs. But defective 4 will be there. Correct? No? Because we have not taken the defective bulbs at all. So there are totally 19 bulbs and it contains 4 defective bulbs for the second case. So what is the probability that the bulb is not defective? The probability that the bulb is defective is 4 by 19. What is the probability that the bulb is not defective? 1 minus 4 by 19. So 19 minus 4, which is 15, 15 by 19 is the answer for that question. Is it 15 by 19? Let me check it. 15 by 19. So short. सी आप लोग सॉल्व करिए, सॉल्यूशंस भी है, पहले सिंपल है ये सब. ओके, नेक्स्ट. अ बॉक्स कंटेन्स 90 discs which are numbered from 1 to 90. Okay, 90 discs are there which are numbered from 1 to 90. If one disc is drawn at random from the box, find the probability that it bears a 2-digit number, a perfect square number, a number divisible by 5. I will work out this one for you. Question number 18. Question 18. A box contains 90 discs. So total number of discs equals n of s is equal to 90. See here one important thing. Anyway, just a moment. 90 discs, and it is numbered from 1 to 90. Numbered from 1 to 90. Now, dear students, one small thing here. See, a box contain cards numbered from 5, 6 up to 100. How many cards are there? How many cards are there? 5 to 100. Ball. It is marked from 5 to 100. Okay. So let us take one example over here. If it is 1 to 10 marked, 1 to 10, how many cards are there? 10 cards are there. So just see here, 10 last number minus 1 is equal to 9. So total number of cards are not 9, plus 1 is to be added here. This minus this plus 1, that gives 9 plus 1, 10 cards. Similarly, if the cards are numbered from 5 to 100, what are the total number of cards present? Number of cards is equal to 100 minus 5 plus 1, which is 95 plus 1. So 96 cards are present. Because question aayega aisa. Here he said there are discs which are numbered from 1 to 90. Simply utna to de dega bas so. And you have to find out the number of discs there. 90 minus 1 plus 1, which is 90. If it is from 1 to 90, 90 discs. 1 to 10, 10 discs. 1 to 10, 10 cards. 1 to 25, 25 cards. 2 to 25, 25 minus 2 plus 1. 5 to 100, 100 minus 5 plus 1. Plus 1 is to be added in order to accommodate the first card. Okay, that you keep it in mind. So total number of discs here is 90. Okay, number of this n of s is equal to 90. Okay, if one disc is drawn at random, what is the probability that it bears? First one, a 2-digit number. Let event E equals getting a 2-digit number. So let us list down the favorable outcomes. 2-digit number. 2-digit number means it should have 10. How much? 10, 11, 12, 13, 10, 11, 12, up to how many? Up to 90. Correct? No? 2-digit number. Let event E be getting a 2-digit number, and 1 to 90 have been marked. We can get from 10 to 90. Therefore, n of E is equal to, bolo bhai, abhi kaise? Therefore, this method I have to teach you this way. Now, so 10 to 90 means how many 2-digit numbers? How many discs will be there? 90 minus 10 plus 1. 90 minus 10, 80 plus 1, 81. Therefore, n of E is equal to 81. कुछ तो समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Therefore, n of s is given, that one. Therefore, probability of getting a 2-digit number is equal to 81 divided by 90. n of s, which is 81 divided by 90, which is 9 za 10 za, 9 by 10, which is 0.9. I hope you are able to understand. यही इम्पॉर्टेंट है, ये स्कूल में तो सिखाते नहीं. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट हर्डल. हाँ, लेट अस चेक द आंसर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 18. किधर है क्वेश्चन नंबर 18? करेक्ट. 9 by 10 आ रहे आपको समझ में? ठीक है, आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड. सेकेंड, अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नंबर. लेट event f equals a perfect square number. a perfect square number. So what are those events? Let us list down. Perfect square number कहाँ से? 1 ना? Okay, 1 onwards. Is 1 a perfect square number? Yes, 1 is a perfect square number. 2 नहीं, 3 नहीं, 4, 5 नहीं, 9, 1, 4, 9, हाँ बोलिए, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 7 49, 8 64, 64, 81, that's all. See, 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 6 are 36, 7 7s are 49, 8 8s are 64, 7 7s are 49, 8 8s are 64, 9 9s are 81. Any other perfect square number? That's all. So n of f is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Therefore probability of getting a perfect square number is n of f divided by n of s. n of f is 9 divided by किधर है? n of s is 90, which is 1 by 10, which equals 0.1. Let me check the answer. It is correct. Next one, a number divisible by 5. Third one, a number divisible by 5. E हो गया, f हो गया, g. Let event g equals number divisible by 5 between 1 to 90. So let us list down the numbers. G equals numbers divisible by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. बराबर? Now you can also find out 90 divided by 5. How much this will be? 18 numbers. Check now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Got it? 18. That way also it is possible. Anyway, I prefer this one, listing down, so that you will not make a mistake. But if some of you are very much in a hurry, okay, you can follow that one. Therefore, n of g equals 18. So probability of getting g is n of g divided by n of s, which is 18 divided by 90, which is equal to 2 divided by 10, which is 1 by 5. Barabar? So make a note of all this. Question number 19. A child has a die whose 6 faces show the letters as given below: A, B, C, D, E, A. A is repeated 2 times. The die is thrown once. What is the probability of getting A? Outcomes favorable for A are 2 here. Total number of possible outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 by 6, 1 by 3 is the answer for probability of getting A. Probability of getting D, 1 divided by 6. That is the answer. Let me check the answer. Question number 19. Yeah, 2 by 6, 1 by 6. Okay, next. Suppose you drop a die at random on the rectangular region shown in figure 15.6. Can you increase the fan speed? Too much of the shake. Suppose you drop a die at random on the rectangular region shown in 15.6. What is the probability that it will land inside the circle with the diameter 1 here? So I will solve this question now on the board. Question number 20. There is a rectangular region and the circular region inside that rectangle. This is 3 meter, 2 meter, and the diameter equals 1 meter. So question is, what is the probability that a die will lie inside the circle with a diameter 1? So inside this circle. So let us find out area of the rectangular region. Area of rectangle is equal to 3 into 2, which is equal to 6 square meter, and area of circle or circular region is equal to pi r square. R is 1 by 2 square, which is pi by 4, and therefore probability of, into bracket, die will land inside the circle, die will lie inside the circle equals area of the circle divided by area of the rectangle. Area of circle divided by area of rectangle, which is equal to area of the circle is pi by 4, divided by 6, which equals pi by 6 into 4, which is pi by 24. That is the answer, pi by 24. That is the answer for this question, question number 20. Okay, let's see question number 21. Yeah, a lot consists of 144 ball pens, of which 20 are defective and others are good. Noori will buy a pen if it is good, but will not buy a pen if it is defective. The shopkeeper draws one pen at random and gives it to her. What is the probability that she will buy it? That means the probability that she will buy it is equal to probability of getting a good pen. She will not buy it. Second question is, find out the probability that she will not buy it. The meaning of she will not buy it is it's a defective pen. The probability that she will not buy it is equal to probability that it is a defective pen, isn't it? So we are asked to find out over here probability of getting a good pen or a defective pen when a particular pen is drawn randomly. Okay, that is what it is required. So question number 21 here. Question number 21. A lot consists of 144 ball pens. So total number of ball pens equals 144, implies n of s equals 144. That is all possible outcomes I can consider, out of which 20 are defective and others are good. So number of defective pens equals 20. Number of good pens equals 144 minus 20, and which is equal to 124. Is it correct? Now find out the probability that she will buy, Noori will buy it. Noori will buy it is equal to probability of getting a good pen, which is equal to number of good pens divided by total number of pens, which is 124 divided by 144, which equals let's see, 2 6 2 2 2 7, 2 3 2 1 236, 31 by 36. Anything is possible, that's all. So Noori will buy it, meaning Noori will buy a pen if it is a good pen. So Noori will buy it means the probability of getting a good pen, which is equal to number of good pens divided by total number of pens. Second one, find the probability that she will not buy it. Noori will not buy it is equal to probability of getting a defective pen. A defective pen, and which is equal to number of defective pens divided by total number of pens. Number of defective pens divided by total number of pens, which is equal to 20 divided by 20 are defective divided by 144. So 144, 2 10s are 2 7s are 2 2s are 2 5s are 2 36 are, which equals 5 by 36. Okay, so note down these two sums. Question 22. Here event is sum on 2 dice is 2, 3, 4, etc. These are the events, and we need to find out the probability here. For example, when 2 dice are thrown, the total number of possible outcomes are 36, because 6 to the power 2, and the sum on 2 dice will be 2, means on one die 1 and another die 1. So total favorable outcomes for making up sum of 2 is only 1. Therefore probability is 1 by 36. So let me find out the sum on 2 dice is 3, 4, 5, etc. We'll try to find out the probability, and I'll try to explain this on the board. Let us see over here. What is that answer? We get it. Okay, fine. See here, sum on 2 dice is 3 equals, what are the these things possibilities? Here sum on 2 dice should be 3. See, if you are getting confused, always it is preferable to draw all 36 outcomes and you can pick up from there. How to get 36 outcomes out of the 2 dice? I'll try to explain that. See here, we'll consider die here. Outcomes, these are the outcomes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how we are going to clear. Now this is 1 1. Okay, either here we require you can write this 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3, 1 comma 4, 1 comma 5, 1 comma 6. These are the different possibilities on 2 different dice. This is 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5 and 2 6, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5, 3 6, 4 1, 4 2, 4 3, 4 4, 4 5, 4 6, 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5, 5 6, 6 1, 6 2, 6 3, 6 6. These are different outcomes which are possible outcomes on 2 dice. Now the sum on 2 dice should be 3 here. So here it is 1 plus 1 2 here. Is it giving me 3? No. Here 1 plus 2, yes, 3 here. This one no, this one no, this one no, this one no. So 1 2 is there, and also 2 1 is there. These two are there. So here I'll write 1 2 and 2 1. So these are the only two possibilities. If I add the two numbers which come up on the two dice, it will give me a sum of 3. So sum on two dice is 3. The outcomes are 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1. If I add this 2, I'll get 3. If I add this, I'll get 3. So there are two favorable outcomes for this one. So let this be event. Can I define this event as E equals sum on two dice is 3, and therefore E equals, now n of E equals 2 here. This is, and n of S is equal to all possible outcomes. If you check it here, it is a 36 outcomes are there. 36. Therefore probability of E, which is sum on two dice is 3, is equal to 2 by 36, which is 1 by 18. Similarly 4 will let F be the event which is sum on two dice is 4. So therefore what are the elements of this set F? I should get 4 here. See here, 1 3 3 1, 1 3 and 3 1, and 2 2. Yeah, that's all. Anything? That's all. 1 3 3 1 and 2 comma 2. Anything is possible. Sum should be 2 2. That's all. 2 2 is how much? 2 2 is only once, and therefore n of F equals 1 2 3 3, and therefore probability of F is equal to n of F divided by n of S, which is equal to 3 divided by 36, 12, 1 by 12. So probability of getting sum on two dice is 3 is 2 by 36. Getting sum on 4 is 3 by 36. Similarly we can calculate for all. So let me check whether it is correct. Yeah, probability of getting sum as 4 is 3 by 36, which is 1 by 12. I can solve all these things. I'll pick up someone. 8 I'll consider. So let event M is equal to sum on two dice, or getting a sum equal to, I'll write a little bit different. I'll write getting a sum equal to 8, and therefore list the events or the outcomes here. Okay, how to get 8? Here anything is possible? No. Here also not possible. 2 6 is there. 6 2 also I'll consider. 2 6 and ulta uska 6 2. Then 3 5 5 3. Then 4 4 4 4. That's all. Anything else? 1 2 3 4 5. And therefore n of M equals 1 2 3 4 5. Anything is possible getting 8? 1 not possible. 2 6 6 2 and 3 5 5 3 and 4 4. Anything is possible? No. So n of M is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 5. Therefore probability of M is equal to n of M divided by n of S, which is 5 divided by 36. Let me check it. Probability of getting sum as 8. Correct. 5 by 36. Already it is given, isn't it? It is given. Let me take one more. Probability of getting a sum as let event G equals sum on two dice. Sum is 10 I'll consider. So let us list down. How do you get 4 6 4 6 6 4 5 5? Anything else? That's all, isn't it? 4 6 6 4 5 plus 5 10. Anything? No. Therefore n of g equals 1 2 3 here. So probability of g equals n of g divided by n of s, which is 3 divided by 36 1 by 12. Let me check it. Yeah, 3 by 36 1 by 12. Yes, students, see, rest of the all other things you calculate yourself. I would I hope you understand how to calculate these probabilities. Okay, here there is a second question here. It says a student argues, based on this observation, okay, based on this observation, a student argues that there are 11 possible outcomes, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12, and therefore each of them has probability of 1 by 11. Do you agree with this argument? I will not agree with this argument because see here, probability of getting a sum of 3 is 1 by 18, probability of getting a sum as 4 is 1 by 12, and probability of getting sum as 5 is different. So each one, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12, that is probability of getting all those sums, you know, all those probabilities are different, and therefore I can consider those are not equally likely outcomes. Those are not equally likely outcomes. Hence the probability cannot be 1 by 11. Suppose if these are equally likely outcomes, then the probability will be 1 by 11. It is possible. See, one example I'll give you. You must know all these things. A die is thrown once. What are the possible outcomes? 1 2 3 4 5 6. What is the probability of each? Getting number 1 by 6. Probability of getting this one 2, that's also 1 by 6. Probability of getting number 3 1 by 6, 4 1 by 6, 5 1 by 6, 6 1 by 6. Probability of getting 2 is not 2 by 6. Huh? Because outcomes favorable for 2 are count here, only 1 is there, so 1 by 6. So if one die is thrown, the probability of getting 1 2 3 individual, it is 1 by 6. That means all these are equally likely outcomes. But in our case, all these are not equally likely outcomes because the probability is different. So that is my argument. Okay, fine. Question number 23. A game consists of tossing of a 1 rupee coin 3 times. See, dear students, you must remember, tossing 3 coins at the same time or tossing 1 coin 3 times, the number of total possible outcomes are same. That is 2 to the power 3, 8 possible outcomes. Okay, so a game consists of tossing a 1 rupee coin 3 times and noting its outcome each time. Hanif wins if all the tosses give the same result. What is the meaning of that one? He will win if all the tosses give the same result, meaning either 3 heads or 3 tails, and loses otherwise he will lose the game. So calculate the probability that Hanif will lose the game. That means he will win the game only when he gets 3 heads or 3 tails. That means all the results should be same, otherwise he will lose that. So I have to list down the all possible outcomes first. Question number 23. Let me list down all possible outcomes. This is interesting. Note down, please. Okay, question number 23, Q23. Okay, 3 1 rupee coin are tossed. 3 coins are tossed. So sample space, all possible outcomes is something like this. I'll mention that as yes there. Yes, I will take is equal to. Just a minute, I'll close the door. Okay. See now, 3 coins are tossed, all possible outcomes. Listen carefully. When 3 coins are tossed, how to get the outcomes is very important. How to write the outcomes. See, we are very much familiar with the 2 coins tossing and the total possible outcomes. What are those things? H, H, HT, TH, TT. This is when two coins are tossed. You repeat the same thing once again now. Here I'll write HH, HT, TH, TT. Now once add H behind and once add T behind these outcomes. Once I'll add H, 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 H. Here T. These are the 8 outcomes, and therefore I'll write N of S is equal to 8. Now Hanif will win. Hanif will win. That means is equal to probability of getting all the 3 outcomes same. That means probability of getting 3 heads or 3 tails. Isn't it? Which is equal to outcomes favorable for 3 heads or 3 tails divided by total number of outcomes. ऐसा करेंगे. Hanif will win when he gets, और थोड़ा सा चेंज करता हूँ. I'll change it. Listen carefully. Let event E equals Hanif will win the game. Hanif will win the game. Calculate the probability that Hanif will lose the game. See, मैं पहला ऐसा करूँगा. Hanif will win the game. I'll take it. 1 minus Hanif will win the game is lose the game. So Hanif will win the game. So Hanif will win the game only when 3 heads or 3 tails appear. So therefore E equals, देखिए, H H H comma T T T. Only these are the 2 possible. Therefore N of E equals 2. N of S is equal to 8. Therefore probability that Hanif will win is equal to N of E divided by N of S, which equals 2 divided by 8, which is 1 by 4. You got it? Now can we clause for, now Hanif will win, but the question is Hanif will lose the game. Therefore now probability that, or I'll say let E bar equals Hanif will lose LOSC or lose LOSC will lose the game. So probability of E bar is equal to 1 minus probability of E, which is equal to 1 minus 1 by 4, which is 4 minus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4. You got it? So this is 3 by 4 we are getting. Let me cross check once again with another method of working down. When Hanif will lose the match, when he does not get 3 heads or 3 tails, isn't it? So this is alternate method I'll work out. Let E equals Hanif will lose LOSC, lose match, when he get income, when he does not get head or tail. Okay, and I'll write it and this. So E can be listed as apart from head and tail, you take this one HHT, HTH. He will lose if we get all these things. HTT, put into bracket also, then THH, THT, TTH. Yeah, that's all. So if he gets head and tail, then he will win. Now if he gets all these combinations, then he will lose a match. So N of E equals 1 2 3 4 5 6. Therefore probability of losing a match is equal to N of E divided by N of S, which is equal to 6 divided by 36. No, sorry, 6 divided by 8, which is 2 3s are 2 4s are, correct? Therefore probability of E losing match is 3 by 4. Is it correct? Yes, perfectly all right. Hanif will lose the game. The probability of Hanif losing game is 3 by 4, 3 by 4. Make a note of this one. 24, question 24. A die is thrown twice. Calculate the probability that 5 will not come up either time and 5 will come up at least once. So all possible outcomes, we will draw this here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Whether 2 dice are thrown simultaneously or 1 die is thrown 2 times, the number of outcomes will be same only. Okay. Correct now? 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I hope I have written correctly. If any mistake, I'll correct as and when I work it out. I think either 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 4 4 5 4 6 5 1 5 2 5 3 5 4 5 5 5 6 6 1 6 2 6 3 6 4 6 5 6 3 4 5 6. Okay, fine. 5 will not come up either time, whether you throw it first time or second time. 5 should not come. That means I should select such outcomes where 5 is not at all there. So what is that? How many should be deleted from this? 5, delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this, this, delete this, and delete this. So not this, sorry, they're not this one, this is 5. So 5 should not appear at all. Anything else is there? No. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay, so number of outcomes favorable that 5 will not come up either time is 11. So let me write over here. First question, let E equals 5 will not come up either time, and N of E equals 11. Therefore when you draw this chart, I need not list down once again the elements in the set E. Okay, that you should remember. And N of S is equal to 36. Therefore probability of 5 will not come up, E is equal to 11, sorry, n of E divided by n of S, which is 11 by 36. Second one, 5 will come up at least once. Let F be the event which equals 5 will come at least once. Means all these outcomes 11, at least 5 should come. Sorry, here very important, I made a mistake. Okay, let E be 5 will not come up either time, so it is not 11 here. 36 minus 11 times 5 has appeared, which is 11 here, which is equal to 25. I hope you are understanding. Let E be the event where 5 will not come either time. That means wherever 5 is there, those outcomes should be deducted from the total 36 outcomes. So 36 minus 11 outcomes are there where 5 came. So I am deducting all those 11 outcomes with 5. So bach gaya 25. N of S is 36. So N of E is equal to now 25 by 36. Is it clear? That was a mistake. Correct it. Now let F be the event where 5 will come at least once. So number of elements of set F is all these 11, because in 11 incidences 5 will appear at least once. So this is 11, and therefore probability of F is equal to N of F divided by N of S, which is 11 by 36. Yes students, we have completed all your exercise numericals except exercise example number 11 or 12. Have a look at that one. You should be able to solve after solving all these things. In my next lecture, I will be taking R.D. Sharma numericals. Exercise I have completed. Almost most of the examples and all exercise I have completed. Bach gaya R.D. Sharma only exclusive sums. The most difficult and exclusive sums in my next class. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next lecture.